The story starts with a girl named Mari, who has a nightmare about being treated differently as a kid. Why? Because she's a vampire. Even though vampires and humans have lived together for ages, many people are still scared of them. Little Mari was no exception and got bullied a lot at school. In her dream, she suddenly screams, waking up in real life. This freaks out everyone on the same train, including a guy named Jamin who remembers her from school. Next to Mari, there's this creepy guy. He was touching the lady next to him in a bad way. When Mari screamed, he panicked, thinking everyone saw what he did. He quickly says he didn't do anything to Mari. But the woman he touched spoke out about his actions. They argued, and in the chaos, the guy drops a box. Mari reaches for it, but someone steps on it first. And it wasn't milk inside, but blood. So when that box got stepped on, blood went flying everywhere. Some even got on Mari's face. Everyone freaked out, especially when they realized that the creepy guy was a vampire. As soon as the train stopped, he bolted. Meanwhile, Jamin went over to Mari, trying to be helpful. But with blood in the air, Mari almost bit him. Scared of her own hunger, she ran off to school. She turns out to be the new kid in Jamin's class. At school, everyone was buzzing about a video showing a vampire on that train. They were stunned to realize Mari was there too. A bunch of students gathered around her, asking her a million questions. They'd all debated about whether vampires and humans should even be together. That's when their teacher, Yoon Jade, gave them a quick history lesson about the peace treaty made 300 years ago. Even with this peace, many of the students are still scared of vampires, calling them monsters. Yoon Jade told everyone not to be scared of vampires. They promised ages ago not to harm humans. But Jamin, he's not convinced. He just doesn't like vampires. Meanwhile, at lunch, Mari tries to act normal by eating garlic to prove she's not a vampire. Bad idea. It made her sick, and she ran to the restroom. Now, let's see what's happening with Mari's dad, Sung-hoon. He's at home, making a drink from animal blood since vampires can't drink human blood anymore. Back to Mari, she's on a train, heading home. She falls asleep but wakes up to a sweet smell. Without thinking, she licks the neck of the person next to her. It turns out to be Jamin. She's so embarrassed, she drops her music book while running away. Jamin, being kind of nice, picks up the book. That night, he tries playing some tunes from it on his guitar. The next day, he mentions the train incident. Mari sniffs that sweet smell again and recalls the awkward moment. Jamin just wants an apology and hands back her music book. Now we see Yoon Jae chatting with Jamin's mom, Minna. They're talking about how Jamin's doing in school. It's kind of awkward because Minna is happy to hear about her son, but won't see him. Why? Well, she married Yoon Jae, a vampire, and now he's Jamin's stepdad and teacher. Jamin's still mad about that. Later, Yoon Jae tries to talk to Jamin about following his music dreams, but Jamin's not listening. Then, while leaving, Jamin spots Mari playing piano and singing. Wow, she's good. The following day, he proposes forming a band, but she declines. Meanwhile, Yoon Jae's dealing with family drama. He tells his nephew, Shai-hoo, who's in trouble with vampire rules, to come study at his school. Back at school, Yoon Jae thinks starting a band is a good idea too. He asks his student, Ra, to convince Mari to join. But Ra's jelly because Jamin's into Mari. She plays a mean trick, locking up Mari's locker, where she keeps her animal blood drink. Mari starts to get super weak because she can't drink her blood. She almost bites Jamin. It looks like he smells really good to her. But she stops herself, then faints. Luckily, Shai-hoo's there. He knows her from way back. He gives her some animal blood to drink and helps her out. Back at school, Mari's in trouble for not having her sports clothes because of a whole locker mess. Ra plays innocent and makes Mari look bad, getting her punished by making her run laps. Ra even spreads rumors that Mari is a bully. Thankfully, Jamin and Shai-hoo step up and back her up, making Ra mad. Turns out, those two dudes knew each other as kids. Back then, Jamin told Shai, who he really didn't like vampires because of family stuff. Fast forward, Shai-hoo warns Mari about Jamin's dislike for vampires. One evening, Mari's little bro, Joseph, goes missing while out with Shai-hoo. Jamin bumps into Mari and decides to help. He finds Joseph hiding in a playground. But Joseph's drawn to Jamin's tasty-smelling blood. Just as things are about to go bad, Mari swoops in and saves the day. The next day, Yoon Jae shares a secret with Mari. He's a vampire too. She's relieved there are more like her at school. Later, Mari thanks Jamin for helping out, and they clear the air. They start hanging out and become buddies. They even team up with Shaihu to start a school band named Orange Marmalade. As the days roll on, Mari and Jamin get super close. When Jamin meets up with his mom, he just treats her like any other teacher, not really acknowledging their family bond. So Jamin and Mari meet up at a lighthouse. They confess their feelings and boom, they're a couple now.
여기서 계속 생각했거든. 보고 싶다.
Vampires like Mari use this special shot to help them deal with sunlight. At dinner, Jamin's mom and Yoonjae chat about Shaihu's wild past. When he was a kid, Shaihu couldn't control his vampire side and once attacked someone. This put his parents in a tight spot since it's a big no-no for vampires to blow their cover. Shaihu, being at the same house, hears all this and is super mad at Yoonjae for keeping it a secret. But what they don't know is that Jamin is also eavesdropping. So he learns Shaihu's a vampire. Later, he confronts Shaihu, and they have a massive fight. Jamin wants Shaihu to stay away from Mari. He's clearly not cool with the whole vampire thing. Next day, Shaihu's gone missing. Yoonjae's worried sick and gets Mari to help look for him. While searching, she bumps into Jamin, who agrees to help out. But then, they see a kid in trouble. Jamin rushes in to save the day, but ends up hurt and knocked out. Mari wants to help using her vampire magic, but Shaihu spots her. He rushes in, helps Jamin and bolts. With Jamin all bloody, Mari is seriously tempted to take a sip. But then, Era shows up and thinks she's caught Mari in the act of being a vampire. So Jamin is in the hospital, and Era snoops in Mari's bag. She finds a drink she thought was tomato juice, but it turns out to be blood. Era figures out Mari's a vampire. On another note, Mari warns Shaihu about this group, the Vampire Control System, or VCS for short, that's after him. He knows he's in trouble and tells her to stay safe. But as time goes on, Shaihu decides to stand in sunlight, a big no for vampires. He leaves behind a necklace from his folks and just vanishes. Meanwhile, Era blabs to everyone, including Jamin, about Mari being a vampire. So Mari and her fam go off the radar. 2 weeks later, Jamin gets a call. It's about Mari waiting for him at their usual spot, the lighthouse. When they meet, she admits she's a vampire. Jamin is super shocked because he hates vampires, but he loves Mari. In all the drama, he almost falls into the sea from the lighthouse. Mari saves him using her vampire skills, but when Jamin wakes up, he doesn't remember a thing, not even her. Jump forward 2 months and Mari's in jail with the VCS folks. They use her for experiments, trying to show people that vampires are good guys and can live with humans without any issues. So after a stint with VCS, Mari is free to hang with humans again. They want to see how she blends in. She hops on her usual train to school and doesn't hide the fact that she's a vampire anymore. When she meets Jamin, who still can't remember her, she still tries to be pals, even though he's not keen on vampires. By the way, Shaihu is still around. The VCS guys saved him in the nick of time, and now they're experimenting on him. At school, Era and her buddies give Mari a hard time because she's a vampire. But Mari doesn't let it get to her. She's still nice to everyone. Her dad's super worried and checks on her at school. He's pretty upset seeing how folks are treating his daughter. Some classmates even plan to prank Mari during cooking class, but Jamin stands up for her, even if he isn't doing it for personal reasons. One day, Mari just chugs her tomato juice in front of everyone. Everyone's gossiping, and then Shaihu swoops in to take her away. Some parents get wind there's a vampire at school and want her gone. But here's Jamin, Mr. Popular, stepping in and convincing everyone that vampires are cool and can live with humans just fine. Jamin and Mari start hanging out a lot more, even if Jamin can't remember they used to be a thing. Jamin's mom gets this cool idea to have Mari's folks run her eatery, and they're all in. One day, Shaihu suggests skipping school to Mari, but she declines. Later, when Jamin makes the same proposal, she agrees. When Era hears that the trio is playing hooky, she thinks it sounds fun and skips too. She bumps into Shaihu and they have a chill day together. Aura gets to know Shai-Hu and decides being mean isn't her thing anymore, especially to Mari and other vamps. But then, some of Mari's past attempts to snack on Jamin come back to him. So he asks her for some space. Shai-Hu's not having it and tries to clear things up with Jamin. Meanwhile, Mari's thinking of bouncing to another school because of Jamin's stay-away talk. As she's on the verge of departing, Jamin, informed by Shai-Hu, pursues her, urging her to stay and embraces her. Jamin clues in Mari about their past, thanks to Shai-Hu spilling the beans. But then drama. Some student eavesdrops on Jamin and Shai-Hu and learns Shai-Hu's vampy secret. Next thing you know, the whole school's buzzing about having 2 vampires in class. Aura's quick to assure Shai-Hu she didn't gossip about him, and he's cool with it. However, both parents and students express strong reservations about having 2 vampires in school. Thankfully, Jamin and Aura step in and chill everyone out, letting them know vampires aren't bad news. After resolving the situation, Jamin suggests performing together in their band, Orange Marmalade, exemplifying harmony between vampires and humans. The VCS finally lets Shai-Hu's parents come back, and they're all living the good life with humans now. So the moral of the story is scream on a train, and you might spill someone's blood drink, but jam out in a band and you'll find harmony between vamps and humans. Remember, it's not about what's in your veins but the tunes in your heart.